Next individual, Darryl Morin. Darryl?
Good morning. And if I could ask Ms. Elmers to assist in passing out my written testimony, please. In here, too, I will be making references in my remarks to the President's report on 21st century policing strategies. You'll find a copy of that in there, as well as a very well-written article in The Atlantic, which talks about community-oriented policing from not just the community, but the law enforcement side as well as a letter from the director at DOJ on police reform and policing reform by Director Ronald Davis of the Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services at the U.S. Department of Justice. My apologies for not having these tabbed for you this morning. So, dear Chairman Donovan and distinguished members of this committee, I wish to thank you for holding today's hearings on the recent public safety proposal and providing an opportunity to hear from the community on these issues. My name is Darryl Morin. I am the past National Vice President Midwest for the League of United Latin American Citizens, or LULAC, our nation's oldest and largest Hispanic membership-based organization. LULAC is heavily invested in Milwaukee and in Milwaukee's public safety. Over the last few years, to date, we've provided over $1.5 million in college scholarships to deserving and talented Hispanic youth. We've provided over $500,000 in reading intervention software, over $500,000 in a trailblazing dual enrollment program where we're taking at-risk youth from some of Milwaukee's most challenged high schools and taking them to MATC. We're at a rate of 99.7%. We're taking these at-risk youth and seeing them through high school graduation and then college transition. 99.7%. We also understand that hunger and food insecurity is a major contributor to public safety issues, and for that we've contributed nearly 100,000 pounds of meat to provide food relief to those families in need here. I share these contributions not to boast about our accomplishments, but to underscore our commitment to Metro Milwaukee, and all of these projects, just so you know, have not received a dollar from federal, state, county, or local government. We are committed to serving the community here with what resources we have. I share today's testimony with you as a proud member of the Community Coalition for Quality Policing, and you've heard from a number of our coalition partners here. One partner that couldn't be here today, and sadly, I don't know if you're aware of it, today is Rosh Hashanah, is Ms. Alana Khan of the Jewish Community Relations Council of the Milwaukee Jewish Federation. They expressed their deep regret that this was indeed scheduled for today and wish that in the future you make considerations for high holidays. The issue of public safety here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin has become a discussion not just here in Milwaukee, not just in Wisconsin, but nationally. LULAC of Wisconsin just recently was successful in winning a national convention that will bring over 19,000 people to our city. We beat out Los Angeles, California, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Corpus Christi, Texas, and others to bring them here for 2019. That being said, I cannot say that had recent events occurred prior to that vote being taken, that they would indeed voted in the affirmative to come here. LULAC alone, just our organizations, not including the tourists and the visitors that will come, will spend over $2.5 million in the city of Milwaukee for that event. So, that being said, the issue of community relations between law enforcement and communities they protect continue to grow, not just here, but nationally. In 2014, a national poll conducted by the Kellogg Foundation found that 68% of all Hispanics nationally feared that in an engagement with police, excessive force would be used. 68%. African Americans, at a rate of 81%, feared that deadly force would be used when approached by a law enforcement individual. I believe you share my concern and belief that that is not what should be reflected in our great society. Here in Milwaukee, it's become all too common to hear about another shooting. Even more tragically, another shooting where a child has been shot. This has occurred in spite of Chief Flynn's, a police chief widely respected by his peers, who's done a tremendous job of raising the overall professionalism of our force. This has also occurred in spite of the efforts of many of the truly courageous and selfless individuals who serve as members of MPD. I wish to underscore this point. No one has greater appreciation for those officers who fulfill their sworn oaths to provide equal protection under the law than LULAC and our coalition members. This being said, as with every police force, we know there is room for improvement. By reviewing the data alone, it's become clear that the professionalism and dedication of our law enforcement officials alone is not enough. In fact, according to a University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee study, Milwaukee now has the highest incarceration rate in the country. This is proof. We've done it right here in Milwaukee. We have proven that incarceration alone does not provide safe communities. Sadly, Milwaukee is not alone in facing these challenges. We have seen issues arise across the country in areas where reactive police enforcement models are being used. They have failed to the great distress of their respective communities. Cities implementing proactive, community problem-oriented and solving policies have seen significant reductions in crime and provided safer neighborhoods and increasing overall job satisfaction and police morale. Yes, I will repeat that. They've reduced crime, provided safer neighborhoods, and increased job satisfaction and morale amongst law enforcement officials. Cincinnati, Ohio is a perfect example and almost a mirror image of Milwaukee in size and with the troubles that they face. They implemented the community problem-solving model, and I believe someone mentioned this before, have seen a 69% decrease in the use of force incidents, a 42% reduction in citizen complaints, a 56% reduction in citizen injuries following encounters with police. They've seen violent crimes reduced from 4,137 to 2,352, and misdemeanors arrests reduced from 41,708 to 17,913. Yes, we agree Milwaukee's situation is critical, and we do need urgent action. That being said, urgent action alone isn't enough. We need intelligent, data-driven, evidence-based solutions implemented urgently to solve the problem. That is why we cannot at this time endorse the committee's recommendations or proposals. We ask that the committee review the President's 21st Century Policing recommendations. Recommendations come out from the U.S. Department of Justice and many others. That is our ticket forward. That is how we can make Milwaukee everything that I know each and every one of us know it can be. So with that, I conclude my testimony. May God bless all of you. May God bless the city of Milwaukee, and may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Thank you.